Since Halloween event's knocking on doors, it's time to prepare yourself for one of the best farm in Labyrinth. Instance itself is very easy to understand, you just run with commander between door events and tag as many mobs as you can. I think no more explanation is needed. Before we start, just let's make things clear. Following build is only viable for farming and zergs in general PvE. It's definitely not for dungeons, fractals or raids. Of course, you can use any class and build you want. Thing is, it's quite mindless farm and you wanna make it as effortless as possible. After few minutes of thinking, you can narrow down best farming classes to Engineer and Guardian. This can be personal preference, but I found Engineer much better not only in tagging but also in surviving and mobility. Main comparison is mob tagging. It's true that the Guardian's Staff 1 aka Loot Stick have bit longer range than Engineer's Flamethrower. Thing is that staff can only hit 5 targets per cast, while Flamethrower channel contains of 10 fast hits and every hit can tag 5 different targets. Now let me show you my own farming build I am using with slight modifications for almost 3 years now at every farming game. Actually, I will show you 2 build variants. One for Heart of Thorns and one from vanilla and free-to-play players who don't have access to new stats and elite spec. Both builds are highly focused on survivability, mobility and mob tagging while you still have decent damage output and all that with minimal effort. Unlike other engineer builds, you don't need any experience because most of the time you will just run around and spam one skill. Heart of Thorns build with Wanderer gear gives you over 30,000 HP, max power, toughness and 20% critical chance. Also around 20 stacks of might, 2 stability, 50% quickness uptime and 25% speed bonus just for standing still and doing nothing. In fight you will get additional passive 70% fury uptime from trade and with the heal skill use on cooldown also permanent regen and 50% protection uptime. Builds for vanilla players have almost same stats. It don't have that nice buff uptime and have much lower DPS because of no fury and quickness from trades. But thanks to runes you will get a bit better condition reduction and removal. Heart of Thorns build should use full Wanderer gear, but obtaining those stats will require quite some time and dedication. You can use soldier stats instead as budget version, but it will cut your boon duration by half. For runes, spend few hours in Auric Basin and buy durability ones. Weapon of choice will be hammer. Sigil of Restoration will highly increase your survivability, basically more mobs you tag, more immortal you will be. Every kill heals you for around 700 HP. Second sigil is up to you. My personal favorite is Sigil of Stamina which refills endurance after each kill. Fire for easier tagging, Blood for healing or even one of on-kill stacking sigils are also an options. You can choose heal skill between Turret or Gyro, both are good choice. Turret have condition removal and blast finisher, but Gyro have extra protection and slightly better healing, especially in combination with finishers. Your first utility skill will be Flamethrower. Basically for most of the time you will just spam Flame Jet, nothing else. Second utility will be Rocket Boots for better mobility. Third utility can be interchanged. For most cases it's best Bulwark Gyro. It stacks with protection, so together it's nice 66% damage reduction and Tool Belt Reflect Bubble is also handy. You can also pick Elixir S for stealth and invulnerability, or Elixir Gun for extra stun break, heal and excellent acid bomb what can work as extra damage and mobility skill. Elite isn't that important, you can pick Mortar for some occasional extra range damage or Gyro for stealth, it's up to you. In trades pick Inventions, Firearms and Scrap Lines. In Inventions take Automatic Medical Response for extra emergency healing, Leg Mods for permanent speed bonus and mobility condice reduction, and Bunker Down for extra healing and damage. In Firearms pick High Caliber for extra crit chance, No Scope for fury and of course Juggernaut for might and stability. In Scrapper, first trade should be Recovery Matrix with Wanderer or perfectly weighted with Soldier gear. Second trade will be Mass Momentum for extra might. Third trade will be Applied Force for Wanderer or Adaptive Armor for Soldier. Using of this build is super simple. In Zerg just run around and spam skill 1 on Flamethrower. If solo, just take bunch of mobs with Flame Jet, let them group and use Hammer 5 to 3-4 and swap back. Vanilla build variant don't have access to Wanderer gear or durability runes, so instead pick Soldier gear with Melandri runes. Weapon of choice will be Rifle and Sigil, same as previous build, Restoration and one of your choice. For healing use Elixir H instead of Turret for better trade synergy. Flamethrower, Rocket Boots and Mortar remain same as in previous build, and third utility should be Elixir Gun, that helps you stack might and remove condis when needed. Inventions and Firearms line remain same as in first build, so check it there. Instead of Scrapper line we will pick Alchemy. Take Protection Injection for extra damage reduction, Backpack Regenerator for more healing and HGH for might. Using of this build is pretty simple too. In Zerg also just spam Flamejet, but solo you will need stack some extra might or else it take ages to kill something. For that use Heal and its tool belt, Elixir Gun 4-5 and its tool belt and Mortar 5. Since drops in Labyrinth are affected by Magic Find, definitely pick all boost you can like Banner or Buff from Guild Tavern. Of course, don't forget on proper food. Chocolate or non-berry cream with 30% Magic Find and 20% boon duration are best for both builds. As utility, definitely pick Sharpening Scarf for another 30% Magic Find. That's all I had for today, so if you enjoyed, don't forget to subscribe or leave a comment and stay tuned for next time.